Let's talk about how to customize your Sage Intacct screen. We'll start with our applications, and there are two different ways we can rearrange this order. So the order is preset, but let's say you are in accounts receivable or accounts payable all day. You want to move those up to the top. If we just left click on accounts receivable, I can drag it right to the top of the list. So that way when I open it, it's right there. The other way that I can do this is to click on our name up here in the menu bar, come down to My Preferences, and when this opens, you'll be able to go to the section down here, scroll down, and you'll see the menu again, and I can do the same thing. If I want to bring accounts payable up here, I can just left click, and drag it up to the top, and then hit save. The next thing we're going to customize are favorites. So as you're going to your applications, you're probably going to find that you're going to be going to the same areas over and over. So you may be constantly going to invoices or an accounts payable. You may be constantly going to bills. Now these are general areas with a lot of information on it. To speed them up, if you go to any area that has, when you hover your cursor over it, a star, you can favorite that area. So for bills, if I'm going there, I can star that. I can star vendors, anything with that star on it. I can click on the star, and when we're at our home page, instead of having to go to the application and go to that, we have our star area, our favorites area right here. If I click on this, now everything that we've starred is right here, and I can just click on vendors and go right to that. If I need to go back to another one, I can just click on my list and go back and forth instead of going through the whole menu. And I can do the same thing with my applications. If I want to rearrange the order, I can do that too. Another option you have is to create a bookmark. Now the difference between a bookmark and a favorite is favorites, as we saw, is general information. We have a list of bills here, so it takes you to a group. Now bookmarks is for a specific record. So if I'm looking at this bill, and let's say a meeting comes up or I'm going to go to lunch and I want to come back to this one and not forget where I was at, I can come up here to bookmarks and click on bookmark this page. I can then rename it if I want and hit save, and then you can see I have that on here. So I can go back to my home page, go on my meeting, or go to lunch. Now when I come back and I'm ready to work on that specific bill again, I can just come over to my bookmark, click on that one, and it takes me straight to that specific record. The next thing we're going to look at is how to get more lines of data on your screen. So if we're looking at something like bills, you can see we have 20 records here, 20 rows, and you can see how many pages of information that we have, and that's a lot. Maybe I want to have the ability to look at more information on my screen. To increase the number of rows, we're going to come up to our name, click on My Preferences. Then once you're on the preference screen, you can scroll down. And then right here on Personalize Your Page Defaults, you can choose the number of records that you want to show. So let's say I want to increase that to 50. Once I have that in there, I can click on Save. And now when I come back to my accounts payable and bills, I now have 50 records. So you can increase the number of rows to make sure that you get the most information that you want to get on your screen. Finally, let's look at some other ways to customize your page by going back to My Preferences. And as we scroll down through our preferences, there's some other things that we can change. You have a timeout section. In here, Sage Intacct will log you out after periods of inactivity. So if you want to change, shorten that or lengthen that, you can do that here. You can also turn off some on-screen messages that will pop up. If you want to change your start page, the default is the home page with the messages and news. If I wanted to change it to accounts receivable, I can choose that there and then click Save. I can choose the color for our top level here by clicking on choosing the color, but you can also come up to our top level and choose colors for each of the entities that you have there too. If we scroll down, we already looked at how to change how many records per page, but there's other areas that you can change the numbers for. And then here's some other behaviors you can change. If you want to just type in numbers and not have to worry about decimal points, I can check this. And all you have to do is put it in the numbers, and Sage will automatically put that decimal point in for you. And if you also want to move around using the Enter key instead of Tab, you can check this box here, and then you can use the Enter key. And these are ways that you can customize your Sage Intacct page. As always, if you're looking for more information on Roghnu itself, visit our website at roghnu.com. And if you have questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a call at the information on the screen.